The problem: federal parolee recidivism rate. Nearly one-third of the roughly 2.3 million people who exit probation or parole annually fail to successfully complete supervision and will be reincarcerated. The three most frequent violations for parole or probation revocation are committing new crimes, leaving the jurisdiction without permission, and alcohol or drug use. Let's look at the statistics. 4.5 million people are currently in the correctional system in the United States. 875,000 people are on probation or parole. Of that, only 46% of all parolees successfully complete parole without violating any of the given conditions or committing a new crime. As a result, many return to prison. To be more precise, around 200,000 return to prison from supervised release each year. What are the factors in determining federal inmate parole eligibility? The factors include, but are not limited to, the severity of the offense, the inmate's criminal history, their behavior while incarcerated, their potential for rehabilitation, and the inmate's age, health, and family circumstances. In general, inmates who have committed violent or drug-related offenses are less likely to be granted parole than those who have committed nonviolent offenses. Inmates who have a history of violence or who have been involved in criminal activity while incarcerated are also less likely to be paroled. Wyoming incarceration rates, facts and figures. Wyoming has one of the highest incarceration rates among democratic countries, with 850 people incarcerated per 100,000 population. Wyoming's incarceration rates are higher than the average incarceration rate for the entire United States and is ranked number 6 in the world, meaning that the state of Wyoming, along with Texas, California, Florida, Georgia, and Ohio, lock up a higher percentage of its people than any other democratic country on earth. Now let's compare Wyoming's resident and incarcerated populations. This graph shows African American and Native Americans are overrepresented at 2.08% of the resident population, yet they make up a total of 30% of the total incarcerated population, showing major disparities in the Wyoming legal system. What factors have contributed to the significant increase in rates of imprisonment in Wyoming? These factors include, but are not limited to, the labeling of criminal on the formerly incarcerated, limited alternatives to incarceration, legislative changes, the war on drugs, criminalization of minor offenses, socioeconomic factors, and harsh and sometimes unreasonable parole conditions. Simply put, there are not enough programs or resources that are designed with the true intention of rehabilitation, and the current reentry system does not help incarcerated individuals to prepare for or provide guidance during the reentry process. There's pie chart shows the breakdown of Wyoming's criminal legal system population. It details the number of people behind bars or under community supervision in Wyoming. Here are just a few of those numbers. On federal probation, there is approximately 5,427 individuals. Federal parole is 954 individuals. Federal prison 630 individuals. The chart totals these figures to indicate that there are roughly 10,000 Wyoming residents who are either incarcerated or under some form of legal supervision. The 3-year recidivism rate in Wyoming is 33.8% according to 2021 data by the nonprofit Prison Policy Initiative. The number of people impacted by county jails is even higher than this chart would suggest due to the pace at which people cycle through local county jails each year, with at least 8,000 different people being booked into local jails each year in Wyoming. In conclusion, if we, as a community, want to improve our city and provide our children with a safe place to grow up, we must start by improving the lives of the disadvantaged and poor. Not giving a handout, but a hand up. At Gavin's House, we believe if we change the model of reentry by providing the most basic necessities, such as housing, employment, education, physical